Hello and welcome to Season Quest. I'm Troy J. Malcolm and I play a puppet. His name is Mr. Greyscale and he's a lizard and I love him. I'm being joined by my friends Lucy and Charlie who are playing Poppy Mâché and Caesar Canvas respectively. Tom Collins is also here and he's the Game Master. Time to play Season Quest Puppets.
Are you on a set? What are you doing?
I saw we weren't recording at the regular place today, so I just went to Studio 6, and I guess we're here. So, yeah, I'm in the chair. Sorry I'm late. I don't know.
Do you remember yesterday, Caesar?
Yeah, of course you remember yesterday.
Yeah.
You were, just...
Yeah, we drove around town. We went to Mr. Greyscale's house.
Went to the library, grabbed a couple books.
Went to the library, yeah.
Do you remember us talking to producer yesterday?
Yeah. We, talked about whatever was filming today.
We're not doing Craftostrophe right now.
You don't
No,
know
we're doing
Craftostrophe.
Season Quest.
Yeah, Season Quest.
Did you get another show?
Another show. No, this
Another
is our
show.
Our show, right?
It's the show.
This is the show. This is the show. This is the show.
Caesar, no it's not. We did Craftostrophe. We don't do Craftostrophe anymore. As of yesterday, we're trying to get it back, do you remember? We're trying to find Alma.
Where are you?
I'm still at Mr. Greyscale's house.
I'm sitting here eating steak and flies. Are you coming back here or not?
When they're saying this stuff to you, it's like an egg is cracking in your head.
Do you remember Alma?
Yeah, the little green guy.
Do you remember looking for him? Read your notes.
Oh, yeah. I pull out my notebook.
And you read your notes and you see everything that you've been writing about memory and stuff like that.
And I get up from the makeup chair and I'm like, sorry, guys, I got the wrong place, I think.
Yeah. You see a guy walk up to you who you recognize from another schmooze fest. It's Carrot Butt.
So, what do you think you're doing on my fucking set?
You guys hear this through the speaker of the phone.
No, it was just, it was a mistake, Carrot Butt.
We're trying to record the freaking episode of Season Quest.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No, certainly did.
Well, if some guy getting in a makeup chair interrupts your show, you've got a pretty shoddy production. Let me just say that, first of all.
Yeah, well, security's on its way and they're gonna deal with you, okay? Real rightly, okay?
Yeah, well, they can try to fucking catch me, but I'm already gonna be out of here. I don't know why I'm being so aggressive about this. I'm just very confused.
Caesar, just leave.
I'm leaving.
You leave. Carrot Butt's like talking to that AD still. He's got that stupid voice that's really hard on my throat. I can feel a lump forming right down at the bottom of my neck when I do that voice. I'm clearly giving myself vocal nodes.
Yikes.
I walk out of the studio into the fresh air, and I take a deep Muppety breath, and I just like sit down on the curb and stare at my notes, and try to get it all back.
And as you read through it, the egg cracks open, and you sort of like remember everything that happened yesterday. You almost went to do this show thing on autopilot. You weren't even aware of what show you were doing. You just knew you had to go do the show. You had to be there for the show. Because, like, what else are you doing if not a show?
In my mind, there was nothing else to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I just want to point one more thing out. While you're here, you also think to yourself that usually you guys don't cross genres, right? Like, the studio that runs in Demolinas is the same studio. There's not multiple studios making, different productions. It's one studio making a bunch of different productions, right? And studios don't like to cross streams. They don't like to produce the same sort of show. They'll make one kids show, one action show, one police show, one sitcom, whatever, right?
Mm.
And Coconutty's show was the cooking show.
And that was kind of a cooking show.
So what's up with that?
What is up with that? This isn't the Cooking Network.
No, this is Demolinas Productions.
Not that down. 2 cooking shows. Gee, Billy, why does your mom let you have 2 cooking shows?
Or maybe it's not 2 cooking shows, it's the new cooking show after Coconutty's gone.
2/new. Oh, I see. Hey, Poppy, are you still on the call?
Sure. I probably wouldn't have hung up.
You were sitting there listening to him argue with someone and then sit there in silence after taking a really deep breath, and you were just like, should we hang up? Like, you were awkward about hanging up because he hasn't said goodbye or anything.
I think Poppy is intensely patient.
I just had a really weird moment. I'll be back there in 15.
Okay.
You get in your golf cart.
Goodbye.
Bye.
You get in your golf cart, you validate your parking, and you start to drive
Yep.
back towards Mr. Grayscale's house. The food's yummy,
Fuck.
guys. Poppy and Mr. Grayscale, that's some yummy breakfast.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Dr. Butler knows how to do it.
I've had the same thing every day for the past, well, I don't remember specifically how long, but for as
A
long as I
while.
can remember.
Yeah.
I'm just having whatever you're having.
I'll have what he's having.
Well, I said I was having steak and flies.
Okay, I'm just having steak then. That's not a good breakfast. Steak is yummy, but not a good breakfast.
It's gonna pack you up with energy and then send you crashing down.
It's just odd.
You're gonna get a food coma at 12 o'clock.
That's how they do it in the South. They have fucking steak and fucking gravy and shit for breakfast.
Well, that's also how they do it in England. Steak and eggs.
But
Oh,
just
yeah.
steak alone.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between you and Mr. Greyscale. Mr. Greyscale has flies, which are basically a carb.
That'd be more protein.
No, not in this world.
Okay.
Mr. Greyscale, as you're eating, you can't get that dream out of your head. What a weird thing to have happen
Yeah.
to you.
I
And-
imagine, a door closes too loudly from Dr. Butler and I jump in my skin a little bit, and it's
Oh my
kind of
god.
sends cold shivers up my back, like a bit of goosebumps. Give yourself, and yeah.
This is an ad for Pick a Path podcast. Give yourself
Yeah,
goosebumps.
Pick a Path podcast. Check out Charlie Leeming in the newest episode of Pick a Path podcast. Just hit 600 downloads. Coming soon. Lucy Jones in Deep in the Jungle of Doom. Gonna be great.
Coming
yeah,
far
Fires
later,
beware.
Tom Collins in the one that he did. That's going to be
please
about
Don't feed the vampire.
4 years from now, probably.
Yeah, it's coming. It'll be out soon, I'm sure.
It's coming.
But-
Why not?
But yeah, yes, I've got goosebumps.
And when you think about that dream, you can kind of associate it as it was almost a memory, right? You know what I mean? You know when you have a dream and it's like reverse deja vu,
Yeah.
where it's you remember something, you dream something that's happened to you before, kind of a little bit wrong. That's what it feels like.
In my head, I keep going, maybe it was an episode of Puppet Noir Murders. No, that doesn't quite seem right, but maybe it was. Maybe it was
Yeah.
a special episode of something.
Do you have a computer at your place, Mr. Grayscale?
Oh, that would
Or
depend on technology.
are you too old to technology? Because computer, it's like 2010, I think we've said, right? Like 2010, 2009. So you're old, so you might not
I
have
am.
one just because you're like, I
Right.
don't need that old-fangled garbage.
No, because he has his phone, and he seems to be taking a lot of photos on his phone, so I imagine he's got his one device that he's been, taught how to use extensively, and he just uses that one device.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't know if Mr. Butler would have a computer or anything like that. Cause I
Well,
seem to
if
live
Mr. Butler has a computer, it would be in the privacy of his own broom closet that he lives in.
Yeah.
I don't think he has time to game. He's too busy cleaning and shit. Also, you just reduced him. It's
Sir.
Dr. Butler. It's not Mr. Butler, okay? He's a doctor.
No, I'm
You got a
so sorry,
doctorate
he
in
is
butlering.
Dr. Butler.
So I can't answer the door. I'm on a kill streak.
I've written his
Sir,
name down
I'm about
as-
to get a victory royale.
I've written his name down as Mr. Greyscale's Mr. Dr. Butler named monitor, and it's not a good way to note that down whatsoever.
I think Dr. Butler probably plays Quake Arena. That's probably his
Dr.
go-to game.
Butler.
Dr. Bucko.
Listen here, bucko.
Do you guys have anything you want to do before Caesar returns?
No.
No, I think I just continue to eat
Yeah.
and reminisce. Reminisce is positive though.
Lucy, do you have the thing that we were talking about off, while these guys had their headphones off? Do you have that on you, or is that
Yes.
still in the room?
I
Okay, cool.
So because we're puppets, we don't have bags or anything. In my head, we have inventory characters and shit have, where you don't have pockets or anything, but you just have it with you.
Sure. You kind of just have like a bag of holding at all times.
Yeah, but like we don't even have a bag with us.
Sure.
Yeah.
If
Like
you'd
everything's just there. Like it's the same like mechanics of a video game where it's just like you fucking reach into the ether and you have a shotgun.
I'd love to
Use,
play
like-
a game where you get given weapons
Space.
randomly by reaching into the ether, and you don't get to choose which weapon it is, and your weapons all have really low ammo or durability or whatever, so you just kind of... And it's like an action game like Doom, so you're just running around like shotgunning someone, you throw the shotgun away, reach into the ether to grab a pistol, bang, 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 throw it away, reach into the
That
ether.
would be
Oh
really
no,
fun.
you have a club.
In
But you
cartoon
have
tropes,
to use it.
Yeah.
that's called hammer space.
You can only
Hammer
grab from the
space.
ether until you can only grab from the ether once your weapon is unusable. That's awesome. That'd be such a fun game. Someone should make that. Hey, Season Quest fans, someone make that so I can play it.
Design a game. Anyway, so it's the thing we're talking about is in the ether.
Yeah. So, Caesar, you arrive back at Mr. Greyscale's mansion in the golf cart.
Why are you making that noise?
Sound of the golf cart stopping.
No, Charlie. Golf carts would be quiet.
No, this is a
In my
water-powered
head, you're
run.
doing that as a person.
This one's got a V8 in it.
It's a golf cart. I get it.
And you get back to Mr. Greyscale's house and open the door, and they're sitting there around the breakfast table with no food left because it's been a very long time.
Whew. What a day, guys.
You alright?
I'm ready for bed again.
Are you okay?
I'm okay now. Look, I got confused. I thought, for some reason, I thought we were still filming Craftostrophe. I actually forgot the name Craftostrophe, and I just walked into the studio, and I assumed that show filming there was ours. It's another cooking show, not fucking lobsters, but it's that Asses show. I didn't recognize it. It's called Season Quest. You know, that ass that does
Sounds
Season
like
Quest.
shit. Why did you think we'd be filming today?
I don't know. I felt like I woke up and I was like, well, what else is there? We gotta film. Like there was no other option.
You did hit your head pretty hard yesterday.
That's true.
That's yeah. I was gonna
Boink.
say because we didn't have that. Like you didn't wake up and feel like that, did you, Mister?
Well, no, I didn't feel like that. I woke
Bit of-
up,
bit
I
of
remembered
hesitation there.
everything. Yeah, last night I experienced something I've never experienced
Ooh.
before.
I don't know if I want to hear about that.
No, it wasn't anything seedy. It was, well, you know when you daydream or when you're acting and when you play pretend. Well, I dreamed last night that while I was in the jungle somewhere, there was a gunfire. I don't know. It was some sort of weird vision I was having.
You
and I
you
didn't like
you
it.
was sleep acting.
Yeah, it was kind of like sleep acting. Like I knew I had to run. I knew I had to hide. I knew I had to find a way out. But
It sounds like you've got sleep apnea.
that's so good.
How long did you was that on the fly, or did you have that in the tank?
He wrote that 8 months ago.
No, it was after I said sleep acting, and then if you were watching me, I went because I figured it out.
That's very good.
That is
I
very
cracked
good.
the code.
Yeah. So I felt nervous and uncomfortable and a bit scared when I awoke. But I'm sure it's just the stress of everything. Losing our jobs and the Alma and lobster coconutty and yeah.
Oh, fuck that guy.
That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, it's weird that you were having like a vision in your sleep.
Sounds like a real nightmare. I feel like we have the phrase nightmare, but none of the connotations.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a lot
I
of
don't
puppet
know
shit.
why I've described it as a daydream at night, which is my new version of Twilight at Night. You can now check me out on Daydream at Night, where I talk about my daydreams at night.
Do we want to go to the hospital?
I'm feeling fine. Oh, okay, yeah, because we had all those fucking hospital bills from Elmer.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Hey, do you want to go to the hospital?
Yeah,
Was it
we got all
scary?
those hospital bills from Elmer.
Oh, sorry, no, I was being threatening. Did it
Oh.
work?
No.
Oh.
I could be threatening. Do you want me to do it?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Tom's gonna do my line for me.
Hey, motherfucker, do you want to go to the fucking hospital?
No, I'm good.
Okay. If you say
He's
so,
gonna
kiddo.
paper cut
Your tummy's been hurting for a while,
You know what?
and those
Yeah,
heart
can I-
pains aren't normal.
Can I get a ride?
No.
Walk.
Walk.
So we go to the hospital.
Yeah. The hospital's like on the edge of town.
Oh, so it's gonna take us 15 minutes, is what you're saying?
Yeah. If Mr. Greyscale's house is like on the cliffside, it's sort of like closer towards, the hills.
Yeah.
And you drive to the hospital, which like the hospital is something that like is used very rarely because it's usually only used for like a very severe cut, like if someone's like really messed up, been like got their whole fucking stitchings opened up, they have to go back and get refilled and restitched. It's not used that often. You get to the hospital, you park up, there's no one else like parked there. It's like empty. You get to the hospital and you walk in to see a hippo lady.
Hip hop spittle.
She's standing there. She's got like a stereotypical like nurse's outfit on and like long like curly bobbed hair, blonde hair, but like is a hippo, right?
Mm.
And a puppet, obviously. But again, puppet is implied.
Puppet is a
And she's typing away on the computer.
Just looking through the hospital bills, is there a name or anything attached to it? Bar Elmer?
Or a reference number or anything like that.
Yeah, it's illegal to open someone else's mail, just FYI, guys. But
Like,
there is a reference number associated with it. It's the name that's on there is like blacked out, like it's redacted. You know what I mean?
yeah.
SCP style. But there is a reference number. It's 214396.
Hi, we're wondering if we're here to see someone, but I only have the reference number. We're here to drop something off for them.
Okay. That's a
And I
bad
give
voice.
the reference number.
She's like, oh, okay. Yeah, let me just... She grabs that letter from you. She types it into the computer. It's really hard for her because she's got big hippo hands. So she has to really awkwardly angle it. And it's really infuriating to watch if you know how to type. You're sitting there like, oh my god, you've got like a 5-word per minute thing going on right now. She types in the number and she hits enter and goes, oh, that's weird. It appears that this number isn't associated with this hospital, or... Well, okay, hold on. And she sort
Is
of
it
scrolls
associated
through a
with another
while.
hospital?
I can't actually check that, but I don't know. When I look at the number, it's almost as if that's really strange. And she continues to look really confused at this like computer screen.
Well, maybe instead, we know the person who is wanting to deliver something. Do you know Elmer?
From Craftostrophe, the show?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. He would come here every so often, and he'd drop off a few packages.
Do you know who he would visit?
He wouldn't visit anyone. He'd just sort of come and put a package in the mail slot here, and she sort of points at like this mail slot area, and then he'd leave.
Weird.
Okay.
What room would that go to?
Well, I'm not the one who deals with the mail, but just one of the rooms.
Would it at all be possible for us to check out the mailroom you have?
Do a charm check. I'll say DC of 12.
15.
Nice. She goes, I don't see why not. Are you, like, auditors or something?
No, we're just friends.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. She sort of, like, walks around. It's weird. We don't get a lot of, visitors, around the hospital. So it's usually, uncommon for people to come by and ask these sort of things. She opens the, mail room. You see, like, a big pile of letters and, like, parcels and stuff like that. And then every now and then, the pile just gets a little bit smaller.
I have an
wanna-
idea.
Okay, you go. You want to go wherever the mail's going, right?
Well, I can't, but there's someone among us. who's
Oops,
made of
sus.
paper.
Let's really quickly first have a look through this and see if any of it's from Alma. So I look at the return address to see if any of it would be Alma.
Yeah, you look through. It's a huge pile of letters.
Well, we're working together. The power
Yeah.
of friendship.
Let's do a brains check difficulty of 6.
Oh,
Oh, I
I'm
rolled
going
a
to
7.
take a pass because I've got a brains of 12 plus 1, so I can just take half.
Sweet.
So I'm just
you
going to
pass.
automatically succeed.
I
Charlie
got 3.
and a 7. Okay, so Charlie, you take an adversity token. Troy, you passed with a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So you will both find a few letters. There's too many letters there, Caesar, for you to be able to figure out anything. You're just like, what the fuck? There's just so much shit going on.
Fuck this.
Today's episode is brought to you by letters.
But Mr. Greyscale and Poppy, you both find like letters labeled with the return address for Alma, and his return address is the studio instead of his house. It's the studio.
Yeah.
And you also find a parcel, which like a thick sort of like classic brown parcel. It's quite thick, and it's got Alma's return address written on it too.
Who are these addressed to?
It's set for room 236.
Okay, so we know it's room 236.
Yeah.
Sees, do we want to do your idea of making me into some mail?
Can we write room 236 on you and send you, and then we'll meet you there?
If you write it on paper quite gently, if you write it in pencil on quite gently, I'm the paper, and I make my face go in the top right hand corner so it looks like a stamp.
That's fun. Yeah.
That's very cool. I was going to say that probably at the studio a common prank would have been to slap a stamp on you and just see if you could get it off. But I love the idea of your face just moving to the corner.
Just send her to Canada.
You can spend an adversity token to do that, Luce.
I do.
And you fold yourself up into mail. Are you guys trying to go to the room 236?
Yeah, we're just gonna walk to the room like normal people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like the little fucking freak Poppy is.
The hippo goes, that would be on the second floor, and just follow it along until you get to room 36. 236.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's how things work.
If you
Is
guys
it-
can.
There's like colored lines sometimes in hospitals that you can follow. Is it on like the
Yeah.
green line or the
It'll be
red
on
line?
the freaking
Green.
freaking brown line.
All right.
We'll say blue line. How does that sound? Blue line.
Blue line sounds good. Let's do blue line.
It's on the blue
If
line.
you guys can, and I say this quite quietly to Caesar and Mr., maybe just like poke your head into a couple of rooms, see if there are other people in the hospital.
Yeah.
Because if no one's visiting, maybe that's because not many people are here.
Yeah. Will do.
Or maybe no one.
Can I be bringing the thick package addressed for room 236 with me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Sure
you.
thing. You put that in your inventory, as
In
Lucy
the
said.
ether. No, Mr. Greyscale obviously wears a backpack.
You head up the stairs to room 2, to floor 2, and you follow that green line.
No,
Try
the
and-
blue line.
The blue line, sorry. Blue line.
Tom's actually blue-green colorblind, and that was really rude of you.
Yeah, that's exactly
Otherwise-
that's actually what happened with Alma earlier. I'm actually
Yeah, I was going to
blue-green
say.
yellow colorblind.
But
I
not
was just
visually, he's just stupid.
I've been pretending to gaslight you guys. I just don't know the difference.
Pretending to gaslight.
Pretending to Gaslight is a fucking banging album name.
We were gaslighting you into thinking that you were gaslighting us.
I'm just stupid. It is a blue line, and you guys follow it. Did you say you wanted to check rooms while you were walking through?
Yeah, I check like room 220 on the way.
Yeah. You open up room 220. It's empty. It's like just a empty hospital bed. There's no like equipment in there or anything aside from like shit that's always just hanging in on the thing of a hospital.
Like a box TV on the corner.
Yeah. You check room 220. You check like a couple of the other rooms, and they all sort of have that same site. When you get to room, do you want to check just only 220 or other rooms as well?
Grayscale, you want to check a couple?
Yeah, I think using my tail, obviously, I open a couple of doors along the way, number 221, 223, 225. I'm on one side of the hallway,
Yeah.
obviously.
When you get to 236, Mr. Greyscale, you try to open 235. The door doesn't open. It's locked. 236, it's the same. The door's locked.
Ooh.
It won't budge. And it's not like a locked door where it's like turning the knob, like you kind of feel that wiggle, but it won't move. The knob itself won't move at all. The door seems to be almost frozen in space.
It's like a knob that's just like nailed into the wall.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Is there space underneath the door?
Yeah, it's a door.
Okay. So it's not like solid wall.
It's not solid wall. It's a door.
It does look like
Okay.
a door.
I was going
But
to say, is
it's
this like a
not
Wile E.
moving.
Coyote Roadrunner
Painted on.
Someone's painted the door on. No, it is a door. It's just not a functioning door. It feels like it's not moving.
Well, I'll be. Would
Should
you
we
say
wait
this-
a second? Because maybe Poppy will show up inside.
Yes, of course. We'll wait here a moment. And I look down the hallway further. Would you say this is like the end of the hallway, Tom, or would you say there's just like a bunch more hallway?
No, there's a few more rooms going all the way down to 250, and then
Nice.
if you go the other way, I don't fucking know. How do doors work?
Yeah.
How would you list a hallway, two hallway door? I don't know, man. I'm not a hospital engineer, architect.
You just put down, like, you put a sign that says, like, 250 to 260 that way, and then 270 to 280 that way.
Yeah. So your ones go down to 250, and then the other
50.
way it goes till 250 to 300, or to 290 or whatever. Probably not till
That's
300.
a lot of rooms on each floor.
Yeah,
of the
I would
hospital.
say, let's say
Big
250
hospital.
to 280, maybe. It's a pretty big hospital. I'm not a hospital expert, Troy, okay? Don't get mad at me. I've been to hospitals only for my own emergencies. Do you guys want to do anything around these doors, or should we cut to Poppy?
I'll try 237. And if that
237
doesn't...
opens up.
Okay. All of the ones that I've opened, and you haven't, said anything extra, I assume they're just empty rooms.
They're just empty
Cool.
rooms. There's no one in them.
Cool.
Like I
They've all
said,
been
this
opening up.
hospital-
There's people in them.
This hospital's pretty quiet. There's not usually
Yeah.
a lot of people here. You haven't even seen any doctors or anything, right? The only person you've seen is the hippo lady, the hippo nurse.
I wonder if
we-
there's anything on the first or third floor. Like, I wonder if the elevator doors would even open.
Do we hear anything over, like, the intercoms? Like, now paging Dr. to the surgery call?
No, it's quiet. It's like an abandoned hospital.
Lucy, I guess that depends if it's American or British, or whether the first floor is the ground floor, or if it's ground floor then the first floor. It's just
God.
one of those.
Good point.
Don't
So-
even get me started.
The first floor is the ground floor, right? Because this is American hospital. So the first
Yeah.
floor and the ground floor, they're the same thing. Floor one is the
Okay.
ground floor.
I wonder if there's anything on the third floor then. How many buttons were in the elevator?
Fucking 5,
Okay.
Is that including a
4,
basement?
3. Let's say there were 5 buttons. 4, 3, 2, 1, basement. Underground
Okay.
car parking area. Door boys, you guys aren't doing anything else? You're just sort of waiting for Poppy?
I'd
Yeah.
knock on 236. Final attempt here. Just knocking. I feel like that
Yeah.
might do something, maybe.
You knock, and when you knock, you hear a sort of gentle call back, but it's hard to make out any words.
That's a joke you made in episode 1, just faintly though.
You hear.
Do your Charlie impression.
Make coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, door boys, I'd like you to take off your headphones again.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
Welcome
sorry.
to the Lucy and Tom show.
You are sitting in this mail room, and it's slowly sucking this mail in, and you feel like it's going through a tube.
Yeah.
And then you feel as you get sucked into the tube as well. After about probably a minute of waiting, you can't see anything. You go through this black, dark space, and then you wake up in a hospital bed, and you feel weak and sweaty. Your breath is caught in your lungs. You look over, you see another person in a hospital bed. You look up, then you look down, and you're in room 236. You are Poppy Mâché, the puppet. It's the room itself, the hospital room, It's empty, but you can feel something in there.
Can I try to, like, sit up?
Yeah, you sit up. You're no longer in a bed. When you sit up, you're on the floor.
In the room? In the hospital room?
Yeah.
I stand up and I look around.
When you look around, it's like every now and then it's almost like you blink and you see something else, like a flash of something, but you can't actually like focus on it. It keeps disappearing. But it's like
What?
you blink and the room suddenly becomes loud and populated, and like a doctor's room, you hear the beeping of a what are they called?
Heart monitor.
Heartbeat monitor. Yeah. You like it's something you can't quite manage to actually focus on. And then after a while you start to calm down and you start to feel that like sensation of this like sort of blinking and stuff disappear. You don't really breathe that much normally. You're a puppet. Right
Yeah.
now, you're hyperventilating.
I, like, with a very shaky hand, like, I walk over to the bed and with a very shaky hand, I go to, like kind almost like pat their head, like, just, like, try to comfort them. Like, aware of that is something that a person would do. And I just very quietly say, "You're gonna be okay."
Yeah. When you walk over, there's no one in the bed. But you remember seeing someone when in that like sort of blinking and stuff like that. You rub like where you assume the head would be, and you feel like something like cold brush against your arm, like air blow on your wrist, and then it's normal. You're back in. It's an empty hospital room. It's quiet. Everything feels normal again.
Oh my god, you fucking freak. That's so... You're so
The boys
scary.
can put their headphones back on now
You're
if they
so
want.
scary.
I don't want to come back. No, I'm kidding. Hello.
Ah, well.
I'm done. I want to leave forever. Do I hear the boys knock?
Yeah, you hear them knock.
I call back. "Caesar, mister, is that you?"
Oh, callback. So what you mean is you say, "I'm Charlie and I make bad coffee."
You guys hear that faint callback that you heard when you knocked.
Mm.
And you register it as Poppy Mâché.
Okay. Can you open the door from your side?
I try to.
It doesn't budge.
Can I, like, peek under the door?
Yep. You see the two of them standing out there.
Why, hello there.
I don't know how to let you in.
Well, then we'll let ourselves in. I'd
Oh,
like
shit.
to brawn or fight the door.
I move well away from it.
Okay.
Which is it, Tom?
Brawn. This is going to be really hard. 17.
Ooh,
What's your brawn?
D20.
Oh, okay.
So
Sweet.
it's possible, but like
Yeah.
that's still only 3.
4, 17, 18, 19, 20.
You're right. And I've got 2 adversity tokens, so I can go 2 under that. So I've got, you know,
You've got
A
space.
decent chance.
like a 3 and 4 chance, a 1 in 4 chance. I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah!
That's crazy. You charge at the door, and like your first thunk, the door doesn't seem to budge, but then your second shoulder into it, because your first shoulder, it's felt,
Yeah.
but
Unlike
your
my
second
one.
time, your second shoulder, it feels a lot more solid. You feel like you managed to bring something solid there, and you crunch into the door. It slams open off the hinges. As you walk into the room, you see Poppy standing next to a hospital bed. Mr. Greyscale, when you walk into the room, you feel your vision flash for a second. You're back in that jungle,
Oh.
and then you're back in the hospital room. You
Yikes.
cough.
Oh. Where? But we're in. We're in.
I walk in behind.
And Caesar, when you walk in, you feel almost this like sheet of uncomfortableness around you.
Ew.
Like when you walk into the room that your grandparents keep that weird doll in,
Yeah.
and you're like a little bit just kind of like uncomfortable just being there. You feel there's sort of like something over your shoulder.
Yep.
But you also feel
Unhinged analogy.
you also feel like
No, that's just
in
a true
way,
story.
Yeah, Charlie's
feel-
grandparents just...
You feel a little bit uncomfortable, but at the same time, you feel like this sort of weird familiarity and a bit of like almost like a sort of happiness. And then you feel yourself kind of back to Caesar. You're just normal again.
Okay, that was weird. What do we got in here?
I'm not sure. It seems empty.
There's no body.
No. Were there any other rooms that had anything?
No rooms we passed had people in them. We haven't seen anyone or heard anyone on our way here.
Nah.
This is Lucy's prompt for you guys to tell me about room 235.
It was just empty rooms except for the room across here, which was also blocked up.
Should I try mail myself to that room?
Well, you can probably slide under the door, yes.
I'll try the mail thing again. I'll be back in a second.
Alright.
And I go downstairs, and just before I mail myself, I cross out the 6 and I write a 5.
It's
Sent to
pencil, you
room
can erase it.
2365.
Fuck. I just want to ask the receptionist, is there a patient with the name of... So, what... I don't know if you wrote this down, Tom. I'm so sorry. I was joking about bringing it up again, but now I actually am.
I did write it down.
Is there a patient with the name of the actress that plays Poppy?
You don't remember it, Lucy?
No.
Cindy
I want you to
Crawford.
No, of course not. I'm fucking stupid. Don't be mean.
Troy just said what it was, so...
Oh, I was too busy yelling at you.
Well, if you can't remember what it is,
Go to hell. Poppy's
ask
got...
Troy what it is. Troy just said what it was. He can tell
Troy,
you
what?
again.
Sorry, Troy, can you very kindly tell me the name of Poppy's actress?
It's Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford. Is there a patient called Cindy Crawford here?
She goes, oh, that's a weird name. Types on the computer. Hits the enter button. And the computer makes this loud whining noise. Like, ee, and then goes,
Yeah.
and it shuts down.
Cindy Crawford played a Cindy Crawfish on BoJack Horseman.
Love
I
that.
hope she likes being in Season Quest. I didn't mean to name a character Cindy Crawford. I just said the name Cindy and couldn't help but think Crawford.
I also made multiple Cindy Lauper references earlier, and nobody called me out on it, and I want you all to know that I hate myself and all of you.
I was really confused, but I just misremember people's names a lot, so I assumed I was wrong.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Anyway, does that usually happen?
Well, I don't have to look up names that often, so maybe the computer just broke?
Do you want to try to turn it back on?
She hits the on button, but nothing happens. Oh dear, I'm gonna have to get the IT crowd.
Do you have analog or written records?
Yes, they're in the office, back near the mailroom.
I might just check those really quickly if I can. If the computer's not working.
By yourself?
If that's okay.
Can you do a charm check?
Yeah, of course I can. What's my DC?
Let's say 13.
2.
2? Get an adversity token. I don't know. I think there's a lot of private records in there, so I don't want you to, find something dirty about someone who got a certain rip or something,
Maybe you could check them for me then?
Sure thing. I'll go do that now.
Cindy, if not, maybe someone called Poppy?
Okay. And she goes and grabs... she heads out back. I'm gonna make her do a brains check. I'm trying to figure out which dice would be appropriate for that, but I think I'm gonna say a D12, because why not? And I'm gonna go for DC of 10. She got a 10.
Yay!
She comes back with a file labeled Cindy Crawford, and she hands it to you. The file's very thin.
I open the file.
And you see a little origami paper woman.
Wait, as in,
Looks just like Poppy Mâché.
like a photo, or an actual origami woman in an envelope? Like what?
Like an actual origami woman in an envelope.
Oh,
Is it
what the
okay
fuck?
if I take this? Please?
I suppose so. It's not really much information.
Thank you. And I put it in the ether.
Foop.
And I go to the mailroom and I have my new number and I wait.
And normally, what your ability lets you do is it lets you slip through small gaps that paper would. But for some reason, it's not working.
I take the paper origami thing out of the ether and I carefully place it somewhere where it won't be sucked up by the tube. And I try again.
And it still won't work.
I write 305 or whatever the actual room number is. 235. That's the one.
Yeah.
On a bit of other paper, and I put it through.
I'm
it
glad
gets
you
sucked
remembered yourself, because it would have been very funny if you just started going to random rooms in the hospital.
And it gets sucked through.
I guess I'll just go upstairs and try slip under the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I make sure to take the folder with me.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about your spending your adversity tokens there whenever you didn't use your ability, because you didn't use it, so it doesn't matter.
Cool.
You get back upstairs to 235, and you try to slip under the door. It's almost like you're too thick.
Damn, Puffy.
I can't get under the door. This is unbelievable. Tom took away my favorite thing ever. This is bullshit.
I assume I should just smash it down like I did the last one.
Yeah, Poppy's
Yeah.
taking a while.
Oh, no, I'm with you.
Oh, you're back. Yeah, Poppy can't fit under the door for some reason. It's a very thin, very, fucking thin door for him.
I try to not let them... to not show that I actually just can't because I'm not paper thin anymore.
I haven't noticed.
You're giving Poppy a complex, Tom. Tom just shrugged.
What's my brawn DC?
18.
Oh,
Tom doesn't want us in this room.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah, okay, so you can get an adversity token for that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Can I try the door handle?
Yeah, it doesn't move.
I knock very politely and say, "Hello, can you please let us in?"
And you hear,
You don't hear anything. I was gonna do
Hey,
something,
Tom,
and then
can
I
you
went.
say that again without yawning?
Sorry.
Now Charlie's yawning.
It's contagious.
Oh, fuck.
I make sure to yawn every time I see or hear someone yawning so that people don't think I'm a psychopath.
yeah. You don't hear anything back when you knock. You hear your own voice echo through the empty halls, creepily.
Do we want to have a look on the other floors to see if there's anything there?
Yeah, that might be a good move.
Also, what's in the package?
Oh, true. Open it up.
Are you sure we should be opening other people's mail?
At this point, yeah.
At this point, fuck it.
Sorry, I thought Charlie was pretending to snatch it out of your hands.
I
and open
also
it.
did. Because, we didn't open Alma's bills and letters, did we? They were already
Yep.
open in his dressing room.
Oh, I
No, they
guess.
weren't.
I don't.
They. Some of them were open. Some of them weren't. You
Right.
did open some of them.
No.
Not being allowed to open other people's mail is a stupid rule.
I disagree. I think it's good for
Sounds like-
privacy.
Sounds like something someone who goes around opening other people's mail would say, Lucy.
I've only done it accidentally once.
Or someone who poses as mail just to get free transport through the postal service.
You open the mail. It's a package, orange package. You pull it out, and it's a bunch of drawings,
Oh.
just in a bunch of paper stacked up, and it's a bunch of drawings, just like the ones you saw at the library.
It was a thick tube, right? Or
It was like a
just a thick package?
thick package.
What
I'm
are
a
the
thick
drawings
package,
of?
if you know what I'm saying.
I don't get it.
The drawings are of Alma, Caesar, Poppy,
Aw.
Mr. Greyscale,
Phew.
Mohawk Mo.
I slide the one of Alma under the door we can't open.
Nothing happens.
I slide the ones of us three.
Nothing happens when you slide them under the door. You and Caesar feel a little bit warm inside.
I feel warm inside.
Yep. Just a little bit happy to see the drawings.
It does feel nice.
You said you too feel warm inside. Which one of us wasn't feeling warm inside after that?
I said Caesar and Poppy, you two feel warm inside. Actually, I think I just pointed with my fingers, but we're in a podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't feel warm inside. Is that because I don't have emotions? Am I a sociopath? Is this how you tell me? Or is it because I'm cold-blooded? What's going on
Because
here?
you're Mr. Greyscale and you fucking hate everything.
Yeah, cool. Just
Right?
making sure. In case this is how I found out.
You're a sociopath, Troy, and I'm telling you right now as your therapist.
Ah.
I'm a licensed therapist because I run D&D campaigns. What's the plan, guys? What's the sitch?
Shall we search the other floors really quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't manage to open that door myself, and I don't see any way of us getting it open at the moment. So maybe we ask that hospital worker downstairs to open it up, and we'll keep looking around for now. Did we find anything helpful in 235 whatsoever? Like, did we do anything
You mean
in there?
236?
Yes.
I had experiences.
Yeah, you didn't see anything. You probably had some experiences.
Right, we burst in, let you out, and then... But you could have gotten out yourself, so we burst in and then turned around and tried the other door.
You had a flashback that we don't know about.
Yeah.
But it was empty like the other ones.
Yeah.
Shall we
if you
have a
want, you
proper
could
search?
investigate.
Yeah,
you
can
could
I have a
proper search
look
if you
in
want.
there?
Okay, let's all go in and have a quick proper search.
Let's do a brains check, difficulty 12.
Ooh, D8.
7.
3.
3.
Everyone gets an adversity token.
Between us, we could just pass. Hooray!
You can, just
Okay.
a reminder, you can spend adversity tokens. You can share them. So you could share them around for this decision. Like if you all gave Charlie your adversity tokens, you could probably.
Oh.
But that's just like,
I don't know if I
just
care
a
to
reminder
pass.
of that rule.
Yeah.
I am going to spend an adversity token. Not in this room, but in the general hallway, Tom. And I'm going to use my intuitive ability.
Sure. What does that do
if-
again, Charlie?
If you recall, my intuitive ability means that the DM gives me the answer. No, hold on.
I'll find it. You can ask me about your surroundings, an NPC, or the like, and I have to answer honestly. What do you want to know, bud? What's your question?
I want to know, is this a hospital built for puppets? Can I tell that it's like purposely built for us? And if there is signs of like any patients at all in this building?
Sure. When you look at the hospital, you don't see sewing needles, you don't see packets of fluff. You see things that you would find in like a standard human hospital. And it doesn't look like, even though you know there have been people that have gone to the hospital, at least on this floor, it doesn't look like anyone has been here. But it feels like there has been people here, but just not right now. Does that make sense?
That makes
know
sense.
From the look, no one's ever been here. From the feel, you can feel as if there's
Feels
presence
lived in.
here. Yeah.
Guys, I don't think this is a hospital for puppets.
Oh?
Like the IV bags, they're not gonna have fluff in that. Look at them; they're for liquid of some kind. There's scalpels the size of my arm. Actually, I'm getting kind of a little bit nervous about that.
Well, now that you pointed out, that is unusual.
Is there another hospital in town?
No.
Maybe the other floors are for puppets.
Wait, when we came into the hospital, didn't they say something about Alma and another hospital?
No, that this patient, like the ID number, doesn't fit this hospital.
Right.
Let's see if there's anything on the other floors. Maybe that's something.
Yeah.
So there's floors 2, 3,
Three,
and
and
4. First floor in the basement.
I go into the elevator, I hit the button for 3.
I keep searching this floor. I do the rest of the 250 on this side, and then we'll head to the other side of the corridor.
Okay, I'll go with Poppy then.
Mr. Greyscale, you search through every single room, and they're all just empty.
Yeah, I don't.
And the
find
only doors
anything
that you
of
couldn't
note.
open were 235 and 236.
Okay.
When
Poppy,
the door shut with 236, even though you broke it open, could you not open it again?
the door was like broken off its hinges, so it's
Okay,
like
cool.
just open.
It's open now.
Yeah. Poppy and Caesar, you guys go up to floor 3. That's the surgery floor. Again, it doesn't look like, it looks like not for puppets. There's a lot of machines in there that you don't recognize, like an MRI and stuff like that, stuff that you would never need.
Are there any, like, desks or nurses' stations or anything?
Yeah, there's desks, like, in a lot of the rooms. There's, like, at the center of the hallway, there's sort of like a nurse's station where there's, like, computers set up and stuff like that, but there's no one there.
I jump over to have a look.
Sure thing.
Just a quick aside. Did you know that dogs can't go into MRIs,
Why?
but cats can?
Not funny. Didn't laugh. Plus ratio. Plus you're white. Plus you're straight.
So I'm
Your
I'm
character
behind the
gets
nurse's
shot.
station. You will need a hospital. I'm flicking through all the stuff at the nurse's station just to see if there's anything.
What are you looking for specifically?
Anything about anyone. Like any paper that isn't blank, any file that has anything in it.
Okay. Give me a brains check difficulty 10.
Nope. 6.
6. Yeah, market and adversity. Anything you're looking for, Caesar?
I am looking for sounds. I'm as I'm walking through, I'm listening to hear if any TVs are on, any intercoms going on, any machines running.
Yeah, you don't hear anything. You can only hear the sound of your soft, felty feet.
Creepy.
Mr. Greyscale back down on floor 2.
Yeah, I've just finished looking through all the 200s.
Yeah, as you walk back towards the elevator, you sort of hear a voice calling from down the hallway with 236.
I hear a voice.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
like kind of
Great.
faint. It almost sounds like you can't. It doesn't sound like it's necessarily like close to you, right?
Yeah.
But you hear a voice saying like, "Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna make it. I don't know what's the. I mean, I guess we could talk about like a will or something, but and it sort of like muffles out. You hear it like a reply that's like, I don't want to talk about that yet. I mean, there's still so many options. I mean, maybe we should at least listen to the doctor, and then it muffles out again, and the room goes back to quiet.
I've head in the direction that I was hearing the voices, my head kind of whipping left and right, and like again I get that sense of deja vu to my dream where I was whipping my head left and right looking for bullets and a way out, but this time it's trying to find something that's not there. And
Yeah. And you get closer to the voice, and you feel this pain in like your liver, and it sort of cripples you for a moment. And it's like this pain that you've never felt before.
yeah,
And you didn't know you had a liver.
right, I kind
exactly.
of crumple over a little bit, and I imagine it's as close as I imagine the voices. Like I want to end up as close to where I think those voices were coming from.
Yeah, and the closer you get to them, the more this pain sort of accentuates.
Is it
And
close
then-
to rooms 235 and 236?
Yeah.
I'm so tempted to like try and push through the pain and try and like once again turn the handle of room 235 and just see if like this is the pain's to stop me from opening it while it can be opened, and just taking note of it and backing the fuck up. But I think
Do a grit
Mr.
check if you want.
Grayscale,
Or you can just leave.
No, I think Mr. Greyscale is going to try and well up the courage, do a grit check, and see if he can push forward despite the pain.
And I'm going to say this is a difficulty 10.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Okay. Take an adversity token.
Yeah.
You get closer to the rooms. You're probably at room 230, and the pain gets too much for you to bear, and you sort of gasp, and then you lose it. You lose that like voice that you were following, that trail, and the pain's gone, and you're back to normal. But you're also aware that you've lost that like chance.
Yeah. But I remember it. Nothing like.
Yeah,
I
you
don't...
remember it.
Cool. I slump over and try and catch my breath, and then plan to head up to the 4th floor where I assume we agreed to meet at the end.
Yep.
I like jump over the nurses' stations. I run to like find Caesar. Caesar,
Yeah.
you've been offered another show before, haven't you?
Yeah.
This is yeah.
Yeah, my agent called me about another show starting up. Possibly.
Because just from backstory between us, I know this happened ages ago.
Yeah. It didn't work out.
And has it happened again recently? You're the only one out of us that's ever been offered another show, right?
Yeah. When we were at Elmer's house, my agent called me again and said he wants to see if he can get this thing off the ground and going. How'd you know?
Because Lucy's listened to the episode.
Lucy's listened to the episode. Because I know it happened before. I'm going to go downstairs. Lucy's saying this, not Poppy. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to try sneak past like the reception desk. Just kind of like duck under and go past because I want to go into that file room.
Okay. I don't know what a sneaky check would be.
Would
that be
I
like...
would say flight.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would go... I'd let you go for flight. Say DC of like 10.
Could it not be a DC 9?
Why?
I've got skilled at flight and 9 or less I pass automatically.
I'm gonna odds or evens because I can't tell if I'm nice. So odds or evens, Lucy.
Evens.
A 12 evens. You can do that. It's a 9.
Yay.
Sure thing.
I, skilled at flight, just kind of dart past the desk and sneak into the file room as quietly as I can. And I want to search up every single name for the cast and crew from Craftostrophe in these files.
Okay.
I'm aware that it's going to take quite a long time, and that's fine. And I might not remember everybody, but I'm going to look up as many as I can, starting with Alma's actor.
Okay.
Because I have a new theory, Tom.
Alma's actor wasn't listed.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Season Quest. I hope it made you feel something. I was meant to say felt. Anyway, you can subscribe on the SPLITelevision YouTube channel, and you can follow us at Season Quest Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Bye!